In Islam, educating her is educating a nation, the forgotten duty. The first word Allah revealed to mankind was not pray, not give, not fight. It was Iqra. From that very moment, Islam declared that knowledge is the foundation of faith, for men and for women alike. Yet today, in a world full of voices and screens, many Muslim girls are still denied the right to learn. But how can an ummah rise when half of it is left in the dark? Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Mallam JIJI, and you are watching Wisdom Minbar. In this series, in Islam, educating her is educating a nation, the forgotten duty. We return to the Quran, to the Sunnah, and to our own history to remember the truth. When you educate a girl, you enlighten a generation. Stay with me as we uncover the divine wisdom that turned ordinary women into scholars, leaders, and guardians of this ummah. Iqra, read, in the name of your Lord who created. The very first word revealed in the Quran was not pray, not fast, not even believe. It was read, because before you can truly believe, you must understand. Before you can worship with depth, you must learn. And before a nation can rise, it must educate both its sons and its daughters. This is Mallam JIJI, and today on Wisdom Minbar, we begin a journey into a forgotten duty, the sacred responsibility of educating the Muslim girl child. Islam began with a command to read, a command to learn. It was a message for all humanity, not for men alone. The Quran did not say read, O men. It said, read in the name of your Lord. From the very first revelation, Allah made knowledge the foundation of faith. It was through learning that the Prophet transformed a nation lost in darkness into a civilization of light, where men and women both became seekers of truth. The Prophet said, seeking knowledge is obligatory upon every Muslim, male and female. Ibn Majah. So, when we speak of educating our daughters, we are not discussing modern trends or cultural progress. We are speaking of an Islamic duty rooted in revelation. Imagine for a moment a young girl in a small village holding a pen for the first time. She writes Bismillah across a page, her heart glowing with hope. In that moment, she begins not only her education, but a journey that could change generations. That little girl could become the next teacher, the next scholar, the next mother who raises righteous children. Each act a ripple that strengthens the ummah. But if her hand never holds that pen, her light stays hidden, and a piece of the ummah's future remains in the dark. Allah says in Surah Az-Zumar 39:9, say, are those who know equal to those who do not know? Knowledge is what separates clarity from confusion, faith from ignorance, and progress from decline. And every time we neglect a girl's education, we are not only denying her rights, we are weakening the entire nation. Because when a woman learns, she teaches generations without standing on a stage. Her wisdom flows through her children, and her knowledge shapes homes, hearts, and futures. My brothers and sisters, the pen of a girl is not just ink, it is legacy. Every letter she writes for Allah's sake becomes a form of worship. Every lesson she learns becomes a shield against ignorance. And every page she opens is a seed planted for the ummah's future. So the question is not, should we educate our girls? The real question is, why do we ever stop? This is Mallam JIJI from Wisdom Minbar. If this message touched your heart, help us spread this light. Like, share, and comment below your thoughts. And don't forget to subscribe to Wisdom Minbar for more powerful Islamic reflections and documentaries that revive the forgotten duties of our faith. May Allah grant knowledge that purifies hearts and wisdom that uplifts nations. The women of knowledge in early Islam. Knowledge is light, and the light of Allah is not given to those who turn away from it. In Islam, the light of knowledge was never restricted to men. From the earliest days of revelation, women were among the first to learn, to teach, and to lead minds toward Allah's truth. This is Mallam JIJI, and in this episode of Wisdom Minbar, we journey back to the golden age of Islam, to rediscover the women whose knowledge shaped the Ummah, and to remind our hearts that educating her is not modern liberation. It is prophetic tradition. When the Quran was revealed, it fell upon hearts both male and female. Among them was Khadija, R.A., the first believer, a businesswoman of intellect, character, and deep understanding. She was not only the Prophet's wife, she was his counselor, supporter, and teacher of faith in the home. Then came ʿＡ'ishah bint Abi Bakr, R.A., one of the greatest scholars in Islamic history. She memorized the Quran, narrated over 2,000 hadith, and scholars, even men, would travel from faraway lands to learn from her. Al-Zuhri, one of the early scholars, said, "If the knowledge of all the wives of the Prophet were gathered, with ʿA'ishah's knowledge would surpass them all." She was a jurist, a scholar, and a teacher of the Ummah. Then there was al-Shafa bint Abdullah, R.A., a woman appointed by the Caliph Umar, R.A., to teach literacy in Medina. She was not hidden away. She was trusted to educate society. And Fatimah al-Fihri, centuries later, a woman who founded the world's first university in Morocco, Al-Qarawiyyin, which still stands today. She built it for Allah's sake with her own wealth, so others could seek knowledge and light the world with it. These women were not only educated, they were educators. They shaped hearts, guided leaders, and transmitted the Deen. Their knowledge was their worship. Their teaching was their jihad. Their legacy was their sadaqah that continues until today. So when a Muslim girl learns today, she walks in the footsteps of ʿA'ishah, Khadija, al-Shafa, and Fatimah al-Fihri. She continues a chain of faith that began in the Prophet's home and spread across generations. Allah says in Surah Al-Mujadila 58:11, Allah will raise those who have believed among you and those who were given knowledge by degrees. And truly, those women were raised, not by wealth, not by status, but by the knowledge they carried for the sake of Allah. So when we educate our daughters, we are not giving them freedom. We are returning them to their rightful legacy. When a woman learns her Deen, her home becomes a school of light. Her words become dua, and her pen becomes a weapon against ignorance. May Allah raise the women of this Ummah with knowledge, honor, and taqwa. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Are those who know equal to those who do not know? Quran 39:9. Knowledge builds people. Ignorance destroys nations. When a Muslim girl learns, she doesn't rise alone. She lifts a whole generation with her. I'm Mallam JIJI, and in this episode of Wisdom Minbar, we'll explore how educating the girl child in Islam is not charity. It is an investment in the Ummah's future. In every home, the first school is not the classroom. It is the mother's lap. And the first teacher is not a stranger. It is the mother herself. When she is educated in Deen and Dunya, she teaches her children how to love Allah, how to pray, how to read, how to think. And through her, the light of knowledge spreads quietly, generation after generation. The Prophet Muhammad said, "The mother is the school. If she is righteous, the entire nation will be righteous." This wisdom is not just poetic, it's prophetic. It reminds us that an educated woman is the backbone of a healthy Ummah. Let's reflect on a simple story. There was a scholar once asked, "Who taught you the discipline that made you so wise?" He replied, "My mother. She used to wake me before far, make me pray beside her, and tell me stories of the Prophet before dawn." That was her teaching, not in a classroom, but in the sacred rhythm of daily life. That is the unseen power of an educated Muslim woman. Her teaching begins before the child ever opens a book. Now imagine a community where women are deprived of knowledge. The result is predictable. Weak homes, lost values, and generations who can't tell truth from falsehood. Ignorance is not just a personal loss. It's a national wound. But when a girl learns, she becomes a doctor who saves lives with compassion, a teacher who plants faith in young hearts, a mother who raises believers, and a leader who walks with humility and purpose. Every educated woman becomes a source of sadaqah jariyah, a continuous charity through the lives she influences. Allah says in Surah Al-Zumar 39:9, "Say, are those who know equal to those who do not know? Only they will remember who are people of understanding." Knowledge dignifies. It is what made Adam as superior to the angels. Not wealth, not power, but knowledge. So when we educate our daughters, we honor the same principle that began human excellence itself. When a girl learns, she doesn't just learn for herself. She learns for her children, her home, and her community. She carries within her the seeds of tomorrow's believers. Every book she reads, every ayah she memorizes, every lesson she teaches becomes light in the world. And reward in your scale if you supported her path. Educate her, empower the Ummah, and watch how a single pen can change the world. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The best of you are those who learn and teach. Prophet Muhammad, Bukhari. Every time a Muslim girl learns, a nation begins to heal. Her mind becomes sharper, her faith becomes stronger, and her hands begin to build what ignorance once destroyed. Islam never feared knowledge. From the beginning, our Deen linked ilm, knowledge, with Iman, faith. A knowledgeable Muslim woman is not a threat. She is a guardian of the Ummah's values. When she learns her Deen, she raises children who understand Tawheed, adab, and justice. When she learns skills of the world, she builds hospitals, schools, and communities that serve Allah's purpose. Knowledge gives her a voice of wisdom. Not rebellion, but responsibility. Look at the past. When the women of Islam were empowered, the Ummah thrived. In Andalusia, women scholars like Lubna of Cordoba mastered mathematics and poetry. In Fez, Fatimah al-Fihri founded the world's first university, where both men and women studied together under Islamic ethics. These were not stories of rebellion or feminism. They were stories of faith and progress walking hand in hand. But today, in some parts of our world, a girl must fight just to learn to read. She must explain why she wants to study, as if seeking knowledge is a crime. Yet the Prophet said, seeking knowledge is obligatory upon every Muslim, male and female. Ibn Majah. So we must ask, if the Prophet himself made it a duty, who are we to deny it? Educating our daughters is not imitation of the West. It is revival of Islam. When she learns Quran, she teaches her children the Book of Allah. When she learns medicine, she heals for the sake of Allah. When she learns technology, she builds tools to serve humanity. Every educated woman becomes a soldier of knowledge, fighting ignorance with light. And remember this, a woman who learns her Deen becomes a mirror of guidance for the men in her life too. Her advice strengthens her husband. Her wisdom nurtures her sons. Her faith keeps her home standing firm when trials come. The Ummah cannot rise when half of it is left behind. An uneducated woman is not just one person lost. She is a generation delayed. But an educated woman, with knowledge, faith, and adab, is like a spring in the desert, bringing life wherever she goes. When we educate her, we don't just lift a household. We elevate an entire Ummah. Allah will raise those who believe among you, and those who have been given knowledge by degrees. Quran 58:11. From revelation to reality. Islam has always placed knowledge at the heart of faith. But today, in many corners of the Ummah, that light is dimming. Girls are denied classrooms. Young minds silenced by culture, fear, or neglect. Assalamu alaikum. This is Mallam JIJI from Wisdom Minbar. And in this final part, we will ask a serious question. If Islam commanded us to educate her, why have we forgotten this duty? Education in Islam is not a favor. It is a fard, a divine obligation. The Prophet did not separate male from female in the pursuit of knowledge. He said, seeking knowledge is obligatory upon every Muslim, male and female. Ibn Majah. Yet today, millions of our daughters remain uneducated, not because Islam stopped them, but because we did. We built schools, but not safety. We preach faith, but forgot the fiqh of empowerment. We talk about reform, but we refuse to reform our thinking. When a girl is denied education, a mother is silenced. a community weakens, and the Ummah loses part of its soul. But when she is educated, she becomes the teacher of mercy, the writer of legacy, and the guardian of values in a changing world. Her success is not individual. It's generational. So what must we do, you and I? 1. Fathers, encourage your daughters to learn, not just worldly science, but Quran, language, and wisdom. 2. Mothers, teach by example. Your love for knowledge shapes her more than any school can. 3. Communities, create scholarships and safe spaces where our sisters can grow without fear. 4. Scholars, speak out. Silence in this matter is betrayal of the Sunnah. 5. Youth, if you have knowledge, teach it. Share it. Let your wisdom be her bridge to opportunity. This is not activism. This is ibadah. This is how we answer Allah when He asks, what did you do with the trust one placed in you? Perhaps one girl in your village, your family, or your masjid is waiting for someone to believe in her. Maybe her pen will write a book that guides hearts. Maybe her teaching will raise a scholar. Maybe her dua will protect you long after you're gone. Support her, and Allah will support you. Educate her, and Allah will raise your name among the people of knowledge. Because when we teach a girl, we do not just educate a person. We build a nation of faith, resilience, and light. This is Mallam JIJI from Wisdom Minbar. If this message touched your heart, please like, comment, and share this video so more people can understand this forgotten duty. Comment below. I stand for educating our daughters in the light of Islam. And don't forget to subscribe to Wisdom Minbar for more short documentaries that reconnect our world to the Quran and Sunnah. Educate her, and you educate a nation. Neglect her, and you dim the light of the Ummah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. When Allah revealed Iqra, He was not only speaking to the men of Quraysh, He was calling every believer to rise through knowledge. And today, that call still echoes in every home, every heart, and every daughter waiting to be taught. So if this message touched your heart, help spread the light. Like this video to support the message. Share it so others can see the beauty of Islamic education. Comment below. I believe in educating our daughters in the light of Islam. And don't forget to subscribe to Wisdom Minbar for more short documentaries with Mallam JIJI, reviving faith, knowledge, and truth in our time. Because when she learns, the Ummah rises. And when she is forgotten, we all fall silent. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.